007 First Light is the first 007 game we've gotten in 14 years. Developed by IOI Interactive, they definitely delivered and exceeded my expectations. With a total of 38 achievements, including the Platinum Trophy, I went through the journey of personally becoming an MI6 agent. It took me 19 hours to get to Platinum, and I would say it has a difficulty rating of 3 out of 10. It was pretty easy. But with that being said, the game opens up with an origin story of James, and at the start, you aren't an MI6 agent yet, but a Navy air crewman for the British Army. Their squad was dispatched to a remote island to investigate a group of scientists and engineers who've gone AWOL and haven't checked in for some time. And on the way there, the action starts immediately. Our helicopters get shot down, crashing into the ocean, ending up dead. Only for a little since he does come back. But on shore, we are just walking around trying to figure out where we are when we come across a bunch of enemies looking for any remaining survivors. After a bit of stealth, James would try to contact home base, but instead MI6 would answer him and take over the entire mission. And for the remainder of the mission, we would be talking to some girl. With our objective to now reach a camp, we would get a little feel of the climbing mechanic. And a lot of people did say that it is very similar to Uncharted and it feels like Uncharted mechanics, and I can agree with that. But arriving at the camp, we would put on a disguise to blend in, and we would have to search the camp for an onboard computer. But things wouldn't go our way since we would be exposed to a nerve agent and have to look for an antidote. And from here on out, the remainder of the mission would have to be done in stealth, which honestly, the stealth to me in this game was extremely good. But making it out, we find out that there are still some friendlies alive, being held captive in containers B4 and G9. I went to container G9 first and stealthily took out this guard. And here I also found my first of many collectibles. I then went and freed our fellow comrades from both containers and caused a distraction before attempting to flee the area, but we would be attacked by this guard and we did end up killing the poor guy. And I think this was Bond's first ever kill because of the way he reacted. But from there, we would continue fleeing the area and end the prologue in a sick way, also getting our first achievements of the game. Holy bro. You guys have Star Wars aim, bro. You guys have Stormtrooper aim. Holy. Oh. Can I get to drive it? Oh my god, wait, what? Please tell me I get to drive it. Okay, well, I don't get to drive it, but that's cool. Wow. Holy, bro.
Everybody okay? Follow me this way. There's a way out. Come on!
No, that guy's gonna die, isn't he?
Stop! I've got the detonator! Hold your fire!
What is this now? You want to blow us up
Yeah, thinking about it.
and destroy the asset? MI6 would never.
I'm not MI6.
Yo, that is aura, dude. That's aura. Ooh, oh my god, dude. There we go, our first achievement, Icebreaker. Dude, what a score. Oh my god, this song bangs, dude. Yo, I wish I can play this. This song slaps, bro. Bond would arrive at the MI6 headquarters and meet up with the girl who was speaking to us during the whole mission, Moneypenny. We are here because of the whole operation that we did saving the survivors and blowing up the whole place in Iceland. We would meet M. Yes, that is her name, and they've never revealed what her actual name is, so it's just M. But besides talking about what we did in Iceland, M would recruit Bond to join her newly revived 00 program, running us down the pros and cons about being a spy. From there, she would send us to the training program where we would spend a good majority of our time. We would meet John Greenway, or Morgan if you'd like. That is what I referred him as during the whole game, and what I will in this video.
Did you take one of my protein bars?
He is a former 00 agent and now spends his time being a training instructor for MI6. We also would meet some new characters who would become close to Bond, Cressida and Monroe. And honestly, at the time, I really thought Monroe was going to be someone who would just turn on Bond at some point, but I would be completely wrong about that later on. But this entire portion of the game just teaches you the basics of the game, like its hand-to-hand combat, driving, parkour, and shooting. I also got the achievement Sleight of Hand for disarming an enemy by shooting a weapon from their hand, before having a full-on brawl with Monroe, and this is honestly why I thought he would turn at us at first, but they laughed it out and became best friends after, so it was all fine. But that would conclude our training, and we would head back to MI6 where we barely made the cut and passed basic training, and would give us a tour and introduce us to Dea. Dea is a highly advanced second-generation quantum supercomputer and artificial intelligence system utilized by MI6, developed by tech contractor Sir Nicholas Webb. This will have a major impact on the game later on. But for now, we would be given a tour of the tech area and also meet Q, and yes, that is his name. He serves as the tech guy who will give us a variety of gadgets as we play through the game. With that, they also provided us with an apartment that we share with Monroe and Cressida because we would start advanced training. The advanced training just gives you the rundown on how to utilize the gadgets and any environmental stuff. It does last quite a while, but I think it's a good way to introduce you to the game's mechanics and how to play around with the watch, and also with the pluppy mechanic. But finally, after a while, we did pass advanced training and finally became an MI6 agent. But with that, we would get one last cutscene getting invited to a nightclub and got the achievement From Malta with Love. Finally starting our first mission as an MI6 agent, we would be given a field test. Having to find our contact wearing red, I would unfortunately walk up to the wrong person. Also, must be just me, but she really looked like Sabrina Carpenter to me. Oh, and her boyfriend got jealous and would become a bit of an issue. But finally finding the right person, he would tell Bond that a package is waiting for him in the bathroom. Finding the package, we learned that a specific person is leaking information from the Trade Ministry. So on my way to find the target, I would have to deal with the jealous boyfriend. This guy was not going out without a fight. I mean, anyone would have been knocked out by the amount of times I slammed him into the stalls and urinals. Okay, bet. Oh my god, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. This guy Jackdos is. And this guy is...
What are you doing,
Finally making it upstairs, the girl in red would stop and talk to us. We ended up promising her that we would meet up with her later once we are done, which would turn out to be a bad idea. But I did finally find my target after hacking his phone, and Bond would pretend to be his contact, who I then led to a bathroom and locked him in there before meeting with the actual contact. But things wouldn't go so smoothly since the girl in red would show up and thinks we were trying to hook up with the contact. But being the absolute best, I saved it and continued with the deal. And before leaving the nightclub, I'd have to deal with the jealous boyfriend one more time, who I did beat right in front of his girl. But leaving the nightclub, I would get the achievement Shaken Not Stirred. Before starting the next mission, we would finally get some sort of information on the story and its whole conflict. A former rogue agent named Reese Beckett, known as 009, had came back after almost 10 years of hiding. He was found guilty of high treason and stayed hidden for all that time, but he somehow contacts MI6 and claims he has information regarding some conspiracy. The thing is, he will only speak to Morgan since they were partners before. We would head to Slovakia, and Bond would be assigned to stay outside because of the ongoing argument he has with Morgan. We would capture this blonde guy not doing bellhop things. So obviously having to follow the guy, we would find a pass badge and sneak into the chess tournament. And for the remainder of the entire mission, we would be looking for the blonde guy. After investigating the hotel, I would then be caught by Monroe, but we then filled him in with what's going on, and thankfully he took our word and said he would keep an eye out. I eventually would track down the blonde guy down in the cellars, and we would end up meeting a mysterious maid who would have a major impact on the story later on.
Well, that was close.
Ooh, love interest or what? Come
James,
on.
whatever you think you're doing, stop. You're in over your head.
Yeah, tell me about it.
This is insubordination. Get back to your... Monroe, copy.
He's busy. Cressida, you need to call it off. Something bad's about to happen.
James, what have you done?
I don't know, but we're about to find out. Oh my god, no. No way. I for sure thought he was gonna at least last a little longer. The fact that he's dying this early on in the game is crazy.
It's Monroe.
Oh!
Stay down.
Bro, this stupid blonde guy. I can't see, bro. To the glass. It's for Monroe, bro. For Monroe. Oh, that was easy. It's a bomb. Oh my god, dude, no. Oh my god, there's 2 of them? That explains a lot. That explains a lot. You want a piece too? I'll give you a piece. Come on. Oh my god. Oh, nice. Come on, let's go. What is a baby knife gonna do against a sword? Oh, come on, dude. Really? Green.
Green. Shit.
Blue.
Now to the wire.
Wait, I actually did it?
All the time in the world.
Whoa, what an explosion. Damn. I expect you to die. Survive the explosion at the hotel in Slovakia. After the explosion, James would appear unharmed. Unfortunately for the other MI6 agents, they would be either dead or injured, and Cressida would end up paralyzed. During this, 009 is getting away, so being the only one able to go after him, this will start one of the best sequences in the entire game. Starting off with a car chase, we would also be joined by the mysterious girl from earlier.
Looking for these?
Hold on.
Okay, come on. Holy.
Just who the hell are you?
Speed.
Not now. Eyes on the road.
Okay, agreed.
Look out.
Oh, my driving is not the best. Okay.
That's the car.
Oh my god, come on, come on. We're gaining on him.
Ambulances, watch it.
It was sick. Oh, I'm a master driver now. Come on, come on, come on. We're right there. You telling me how to drive? This is about to be sick.
You were warned.
You were warned. Whoa. Oh, he'll live. Wait. Knock out an enemy by shooting him in the legs. Alright, nice. How do you reload? Oh, circle. Oh! Short fuse. Oh, I missed it. Oh my god, dude. Wow. Oh my goodness. Holy, I'm dying, dude. Dude, I'm trying, man. Hold on. You gotta run faster, though. What? Oh. Okay, well, that works. Holy, bro. Nice. You're that bad at aiming, bro? That's crazy. Stormtrooper aim.
Okay. 009. You're next.
Come on. Oh, it's a bomb. Yo, through the car, bro? Oh, that's sick. This reminds me of Uncharted. Wait, what? Dude, this mission absolutely slaps. Holy Christ, dude. That's some of the best action we've gotten so far. Holy, dude. Wow, dude. Skyfall. What an absolute mission this was. This was one of the best missions so far. Back at MI6 after a memorial service, M would assign both Bond and Morgan to look for 009 after Thea had found his location in a place called Aleph. It is a pirate stronghold in Mauritania that acts as a black market and for a bunch of other criminal things. But this place is ruled by a person they call Bama, the pirate king. Arriving at Aleph, our goal is to enter an illegal auction that's hosted by Bama's right-hand man, in order to hopefully get information on 009's whereabouts. But in order to get into the auction, you have to pay, and the price to enter is $100,000. And we also needed an invitation. There's actually quite a few different ways you can earn all of the money, which I like since it's not always going to be the same when you replay the game. But in the process of getting the money I needed, I would get the achievements Disarming Personality for disarming an enemy with a laser, and Firestarter for pushing an enemy into a fire extinguisher, before finally getting all of the money I needed to enter the auction until my game crashed. At first I thought I would be fine and I'll have to restart, but I would be completely wrong. Finally in the auction, we would easily ace the entire thing and win, also earning me the trophy win, lose, or die. Winning the auction also earned us the trust of the right-hand man to tell us that 009 has been hiding out on a nearby boat. So with that information, I would make my way to the boat on foot, also having to deal with a bunch of enemies along the way. But getting through the enemies wasn't the hard part. Dear Lord, bro. Oh, what?
Welcome to the jungle.
Indeed. Looks just like his.
Welcome to the jungle.
Indeed. Looks just like his allotment back in Richmond.
Making it inside, we would make a shocking discovery, finding 009's body. He did leave a bunch of clues and evidence for us to follow, and we also got a trophy for finding his body. Bond then finds a photo of a logo that matches one on a boat, so with that they make their way to a nearby ship graveyard. After arriving and searching the ship, we would find a briefcase that contains so much, it changes the trajectory of the story. It turns out that 009 wasn't the culprit of any treason or any other acts he committed. He was the target. This will make more sense later. But leaving the boat, we would be ambushed by some mercenaries, and during the segment, I got the achievement Damp Squib for hacking a grenade before it explodes. Having to go through a bunch more enemies, Morgan would save us from a near-death experience and attempt to get us away before a guy in a mysterious mask blows us up. eventually leading us to being surrounded on all sides with no hope left and with the evidence also being destroyed in the process. Things weren't looking so good until Bama and his crew showed up and saved us. We also did meet him earlier and had a whole interaction about the whereabouts of his sister. Also, surviving the ambush gave me the Trigger Mortis achievement. We head back to London where Morgan told M everything that happened, and because we had lost the evidence, M doesn't believe him and still puts the blame on 009 for everything that's been going on. She also tells Bond to drop the case entirely. So with that, Bond would head back to his apartment. Arriving, things would feel off. With Monroe gone, Cressida couldn't handle being there anymore. But things would escalate quickly when Bond would find a suicide note written by himself. And right after reading, he would be attacked by an assassin. This was a setup done by one of the Murtaugh brothers, who we then catch up to after having what to me is the second coolest moment in the game. But after failing to catch him, we would be given a trophy for surviving an assassination attempt. Still on the Murtaugh brothers' tail, we would end up at a gala, one that is hosted by Sir Nicholas Webb, the creator of Thea. The objective was to gain access to the security room in order to find where the Murtaugh brother went. So posing as a photographer, I would gain access to the second floor, where I then stuck my way into the CCTV room and got into the cameras thanks to Moneypenny. Finding his location in the basement, I would make my way there to hunt him down and avenge Monroe. Oh. Oh, yes, we can actually fight him, dude. This is where you go down. Now, what? Yeah, that works. Wait, can't I just walk up behind him?
Something I can use to get to him.
Yes, I can. Okay, so this is gonna be easy then. That's it right here.
No.
What?
Let him get me in his sights.
Never mind. Come on, just a little closer. Yes! Let this be it, come on. Come on, Bond. Do it for Monroe, man, come on. Oh, thank goodness. Ooh. Yes, dude. Get this guy out, bro. Get him out of here.
That was for Monroe.
For Monroe, indeed.
Awaiting authorization from Webb. Understood. He's just an old geezer. Are you sure we brought enough men? He's suffering.
Yo, are they trying to go after my goat, Morgan?
His arms and
Nah,
legs.
bro.
Right.
There it is. You only live twice. With one of the twins out of the way, Bond would learn that the person behind the incident in Slovakia who hired the twins was none other than Sir Nicholas Webb. Now that was something I was not expecting. Wanting to confront him, we would stumble upon the mysterious girl whose name we learn is Isola. We also meet Nicholas Webb's son, Damien, who does drug Bond and Isola literally moments after. We don't know much about Isola other than her name and that she doesn't work for Nicholas Webb since she was there working undercover to infiltrate his company. But her and James do manage to escape and we end up having to help her get out through a window. Unfortunately, we had to get out the hard way, having to go through a bunch of enemies room by room until eventually making it outside where we would enter a garbage truck and completely destroy everything. Catching up to Morgan, we would fill him in on what's going on and who is behind everything. He then claims that we need to make the first move, but with that we would get the Agent Under Fire achievement. Halfway through the game now, we will start chapter 7, Nightfall. Bond and Morgan would arrive at Webb headquarters to infiltrate the building and see what he is up to. And along the way, we would have another encounter with Isola. She would help us get into Webb's penthouse, which gave me another trophy for getting into his penthouse. Now, I don't know if anyone else had any trouble here, but this was the only puzzle in the game that had me stuck for about 20 minutes. I really couldn't figure out what the safe code was.
A house to store his skeletons.
Let's try. No.
Definitely a cat person. Up the membership fee. Rabbi Emil Gorka.
Beyond this cameras.
Go. Nobody likes him. So Nicholas couldn't have done it without. Got the safe open.
Alright, I don't know how I got that right, but I got it. With the safe code finally cracked, Webb and Damien would show up and we would have to sneak our way around them while also recording their conversation. Nothing really important was talked about, but right after that there's a countdown and we have to get out before it hits 0. It was a really fun part of the mission since most of it we spent doing nothing. But catching up to Morgan and Isola, we would have to sneak into the server room to stop the enemies from deleting a bunch of important information. So while searching for a lab code, I would get the achievements, always have an exit plan for using a gadget to escape a confrontation. With the lab code finally gathered, I would gain access to the server room, where I would then have to hack the racks to stop the enemies from deleting important information we needed. During this process, I accidentally got the achievement Positively Shocking for making an enemy tase another enemy. After completing that segment and saving the information, this is where the truth unfolds. It turns out that Dea was falsely designed and it had been given MI6 false information for years, such as 009 being a traitor all those years ago. But instead of admitting those flaws to MI6 or to anyone else, Webb created a sister of Dea called Hyperion. He used this to manipulate real-world events so that it aligned perfectly with Dea's false information. Webb used his son Damien, the Myrtle brothers, and any other mercenaries to kill or frame anyone, and plant evidence. 009 knew about this, and it's why he was ultimately killed. With this information, Morgan realizes that he had been holding hate on his old partner for something he never did. Bond and Morgan are then caught shortly after by Nicholas Webb himself. He then gasses us, and we have to escape before the timer runs out. This was by far my favorite part of the entire mission, since it was just packed with action, and Morgan had also given us the rocket pen, which was insanely fun.
Center east. Drop on sight. No quarter. This'll be fine.
Oh, wow.
You still with us? Start searching.
Oh. Yo, this pen is sick, dude.
Bond, still with us.
You won't get rid of me.
Tally ho! Yo, this pen is sick, dude. Whoa, okay. Whoa, 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 oh my god.
Listen carefully. It's worse than we imagined.
Bro, oh my god. Oh no. Dude, I'm so low, how am I not dead? Ooh. Oh, barely got you. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, my aim is insane right now. Screw it. Go, 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 go. Oh, nice, dude.
Where are you going? We need to finish this. Greenway. You were right, Bond. I couldn't have known, but I didn't even try. I never even looked. You're giving up. But we can't let him win. There is no we. I'm out.
Bro, no way Morgan leaves. He's got to come back. I don't believe he's gonna be gone for that long. No time to die. What a great mission that was. Wow. In Chapter 8, M sends Bond to Vietnam to gather information on Webb and stop him from executing his next potential 3 targets. Staying at a luxurious resort, we have to identify our 3 potential targets and plant something in them that monitors their vitals, location, and more. The first target I found was this rich party boy named Ellis, who I would say was pretty funny. For our second target, he actually caught on to us, but after saying the secret word, he calmed down and took the bug right after. For our last target, Teresa Larka, the absolute baddie, Bond planted the bug in her in a very creative way. I mean, goddamn, bro.
Parched, actually.
You seem the kind of guy who knows what he likes. So let me guess, you don't like it too sweet. You don't like it too complicated. You like it straight up.
I mean, dude, like,
I've been known to experiment.
Audio, James. Still on. Tea time.
After Bond's playtime, we would get dressed to prepare ourselves for the party. Unfortunately, Damien and his men would show up and take Teresa along with Ellis and are both almost killed, but being the absolute best, I would save Ellis and shortly after I saved Teresa. But before doing so, I had to take out the last Myrtle brother, which was extremely easy. But making it out alive just barely, I would get the achievement Double or Die for saving Teresa. Bond is then captured by Damien and strapped down to a big stone block with a saw that is slowly making its way to Bond to split him in half. This part is just like earlier in the game when you had to buy time and assault Damien to hopefully break free of the situation. Thankfully, shortly after, the GOAT Morgan would come back and save Bond. This causes Damien to flee, and this starts another jam-packed action sequence, having to take enemies out one by one while also having sniper support from Morgan. There's then this cool part where we take over a bulldozer and crash through a bunch of stuff and enemies. But finally catching up to Damien, we will start a boss fight with him, not before he injects himself with something that increases his overall strength. The first part of the boss fight is simple enough with just hand-to-hand combat. The second part of the boss fight is another environmental usage fight, having to turn on lights to blind him in order to lower his defense and get some punches in. It was a pretty easy boss fight. But finally putting an end to him, Bond would stab him in the eye, then drop a bunch of steel pipes on him. There's absolutely no way he's coming back from that. Right? After the fight, we would head back to Morgan, who unfortunately did take a bullet for us earlier. This was a moment I wasn't expecting. Oh no, dude. Please tell me he's alright.
Hey, easy now. I've got you.
Damien.
It's done. He's gone. Okay, what do I do? I need you to tell me what to do.
Just sit for a bit. Sit and enjoy the view.
No, Morgan, bro.
Why did you come back for me? I thought you hated heroics.
Turns out I was wrong about that. You've got heart, Bond. You're just what we need right now. I don't know why I didn't see it before.
Because you're a miserable old bastard.
That's true right there. He was a miserable old man.
Don't let it change you. Don't let it.
Why, bro? This was the last thing I was
Is there anyone I
expecting,
should
bro.
contact?
That's it. He's gone, bro. Oh my god.
John.
Man, Slowkey kind of peaked though, bro. That whole part was just amazing. And the music in the background. Wow. You know my name. Defeat Damien Webb. After Morgan's unfortunate death, Bond would go rogue in Chapter 9. Now, even though Bond was able to gather evidence of Webb's crimes in Vietnam, MI6 is forced to give him immunity because he threatens to leak all of their more important data to the public. Bond not wanting that to happen, he teams up with Isola once more and they make their way to Antarctica, where Webb has a facility that supposedly holds Hyperion. Doing this gives me an achievement for leaving MI6 as a rogue agent. On the way to Antarctica, we would finally learn a little bit of Isola's background. Apparently, her parents worked on the Theia project and Webb had them killed when they turned to the Americans for help. And that's pretty much it, since the game doesn't reveal much more about her. But then her and Bond do of course mingle a little bit, if you know what I mean. Finally arriving at the location, our first of many objectives is to steal some employee bracelets to gain access to a Keppel car, which would then lead us to Wellington. Yes, that is his name, and unfortunately he does die. From there, I would be able to use some of Webb's technology creations, such as this Bond named Reiki, shoot some of his robots, and use this robot that mimics your movement to advance before finally making my way to the command center, where I would eventually catch up with Isola again and find Hyperion. We find out that Webb intends to overthrow the British government using Hyperion. So we make our way to Hyperion to try and remove its core. But Nicholas Webb would show up and stop Bond from doing so. Unfortunately, we cannot kill Webb because he has a bracelet that monitors his hearts. So if he dies, all of MI6's important information would be leaked. But that doesn't stop Isola from pulling the trigger, since seconds later she would shoot and kill Webb. Right here is where we find out that Isola is working for some unknown company. We also find out that the story she told us about her parents was a lie. But as the building is self-destructing, we chase after her since she stole the core. This will eventually lead us to chasing her on a boat and finally catching up to her, turning her in and getting the story trophy. The writing is on the wall. Finally, on the final mission of the game, we start off with both Bond and Isola under MI6 custody. But that doesn't last very long, since a familiar face will return, Damien. It turns out he did indeed survive having his eye being stabbed and having a bunch of steel pipes being dropped onto him. His whole master plan is to steal Theia's core and then sell it to the highest bidder that there is. He then proceeds to stab Moneypenny, but she does survive. Following Damien, we would be led to what is probably the funnest part of the entire game. Being able to drive an Aston Martin while doing donuts and shooting missiles at enemies was extremely fun. Unfortunately, it doesn't last too long, since Damien would trap us and flood the building in an attempt to drown everyone inside. We do of course make it out and hunt Damien down, which will lead us to the final boss fight. The first phase of the boss fight is another environmental fight where you just have to lead him to a spot where you can do damage to him. It was pretty easy. The second phase is more annoying. Damien activates 2 sentry guns and you have to avoid being shot at by taking cover and slowly making your way closer to him so that you can hack the sentry gun and use it against him. I did die twice here, which was pretty frustrating. Bro, come on. Oh my god. Okay, finally, man. Let's get this over with. Oh, okay, so the sentry gun shoots when I shoot. Nice. Hopefully not much more. Oh my god, I didn't mean to vault. I didn't mean to vault. Okay, now let's go. What? How are you shooting me through the wall, bro? It ends here, Damien. Justice for Monroe and Morgan. Oh my god, finally, bro. This was low-key annoying. Bro got the Darth Vader redo. Just shoot him, Bond. What are you doing? Oh my god, is there more to this boss fight?
Stay down. Just lie back and accept defeat. Nothing to be ashamed of. Lord knows you tried.
You're damn right I tried, and I succeeded. Never mind.
It's under the line, James. You have failed everyone around you.
Nah, that's cap.
Your mentor, your friends. Even for all your pluck, you could save a single one. And now you will die, unknown, unloved, and alone.
Don't listen to him, Bond.
Not alone.
Yo, where's Isla? Come save Bond. Is it actually her? Wow, I called that.
Don't get used to it.
And of that, I would get the final story achievements of the game for King and Country. The game then ends with one final cutscene between Bond and M, where they resonate about Morgan and then talk about still going after Isla, which teases a part 2. But the game does end with M officially making Bond
007.
Yes, dude.
Mom, thought you'd never ask.
Whew. That score right there was fire, man. What a game. What a game. And the iconic gun barrel shot. Oh, my peak. That is peak, dude. James Bond will return in Avengers Doomsday. What? With the main story finally done, I would move on to the Task Sim mode. Task Sim is the post-campaign tactical simulator mode. You do unlock it pretty early on, but I decided to play it after the story. There's a total of 4 trophies tied to Task Sim mode, and they're all pretty easy. There are 2 different Task Sims, Escalations and Operations. The only difference between them is Escalations has 3 different tiers, and each one progressively gets harder, adding on more challenges for you to do, while Operations is just the same but without tiers. So I started off with Escalations, and it was just a simple tutorial, and after completing it, I got a change of pace for completing an escalation. I then finished the next 2 tiers of the escalations I was doing, and not too long after, I got the readiness is off for beating tier 3 of an escalation. From there, I went and started an operation. I tried doing this one completely stealth, and that failed horribly. But on my second attempt, I successfully did it silently and got what if for completing an operation. For the last trophy, I needed to reach level 3, so I just completed another escalation, and it gave me just enough XP to reach level 3 for keep moving forward. Finally, on the final stretch of the platinum, I only needed to collect all remaining collectibles and the last combat trophy I needed. I started with the combat trophy since it was the easiest, so after tackling an enemy over a ledge, I got the achievement. For the collectibles, this game does have an amazing chapter select system, but it also allows you to choose which checkpoint you can go to, so it really saves you a lot of time from having to replay through the entire missions again. There are a total of 92 collectibles in this game, 14 mementos, 36 playing cards, 23 Intel or MI6 files, 9 legacy items, and finally 10 postcards, which also gives me a collector's habit for collecting all collectibles, and finally the platinum trophy. The name's Bond, James Bond. This game was honestly an absolute banger. I really thought that it was really creative in a way where it allowed you to approach any situation in your own way. The only negative thing I would say is I wish the boss fights were a little more different. I just wish that they all weren't the same, I guess, since they did feel pretty repetitive every time you had a boss fight. Overall, it was really enjoyable and another banger game in 2026. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.